Hello, beautiful souls. It's Kanisha with Peace, Love, and Faith. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what God, the divine universe's message is for us. Let me grab a card, and we have surrender your desire to control people. All right, this makes a lot of sense because I was just moving through this with my twin flame. He's moving through a situation where he just feels like he's had a loss of control in some aspects of things in his life where he had a lot of control and no longer has control in that space, and that can really create this feeling of anger and just frustration. And so when we are moving through control, and this is actually really funny that it came up this way because I was just thinking about sending this to him in it's in a book, and I'm trying to think of what book it is in because I can think of it. Oh, I know exactly what book it is. Give me 1 second while I grab this book. All right. But control is something that we all tend to do when we are feeling a lack of safety, security, really just safety. We think that control somehow gives us this false sense of security. And so I'm going to read first what the card says. It says, surrender your desires to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage a relationship to more effectively achieve your goals. Back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. I'm going to show you guys the card too because it's a pretty cool card. All right. And then here in the book, Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover, it says, control does not serve you because control has no real power, only the illusion of it. It has never served you. It will never serve you. Your control claims it will only provide you certainty, stability, safety, security, and power. It never ever does. It only ever results in a loss of what you truly desire. You may experience being in control and feeling good about that, but you will also experience a terrible backlash as a result of this and an increased separation from your divine good. Control is never, ever, ever worth it, and just surrender and respect your experience authentically and honestly as it truly is. And then I think the other card here that came out, because I was only going to take one, was surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break, spend time in nature, replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So yeah, the opposite of control is relaxing. When you try not to control something, you relax into what God and the divine has for you. But really sticks out here is just that control, again, is a belief, if I can find my words, I apologize, that you have power here. And your power actually comes in your peace. My guru Jeff has always said, whoever has the most God has the most peace, has the most power in the room. And I've held true to that mantra. I've experienced myself that with me having the most peace, I tend to be able to have things work out my favor instead of trying to control and manipulate things. If I just relax into my peace, relax into God, relax into love, 333, as I say that, all of those things just kind of work itself out. There is no circumstance that you can't move through. All circumstances are just illusions. And that circumstance and that illusion is for you to look at what is the belief that you're holding on to that manifested that circumstance in the first place. What is the feeling that you have in this place that makes you just think that you have control here. But when you really look at it, you realize that it actually feels very restricting. It feels very tiring. It takes a lot of energy from you. It really is going to take from you than actually give to you. So when you can surrender control and give all control over to God, because that's ultimately who has control here, you will find that everything will start to work out in your favor, but also in the favor of everyone's highest good. And I've had to really learn to let go of control. That's been one of my biggest lessons on my twin flame journey, is releasing control, trying to control the situation, control myself, control how I show up, control how I communicate. And it really is exhausting because it's not in alignment with your true divine self. So when I started releasing control and just relaxing into my peace, relaxing into my knowing, relaxing into these new beliefs that I was really working on cultivating within myself. I am chosen, I am worthy, I am enough, I am loved, I am lovable. Everything is working out in my highest good. When I really started to relax into those things instead of trying to control so that it would work out for me, that is when everything would really unfold very easily. And also said here in that page that I read that when you control, you get backlash. And that is something I've absolutely experienced. When you try to control experiences, you will get a massive backlash because your control, it's what you're putting out, and what you put out, you will receive. And so this will look like fights, arguments, really big upsets that could possibly be burning bridges by trying to control. And also recognizing that there will be a lot of miscommunications in that process as well, because you're trying to control the outcome. Ultimately, what that also stems from is that you do not trust. And so when you do not trust yourself or trust God and the divine, you will find that you will experience more opportunities, experience more manifestations of you not trusting and having things show up of why you can't trust. When you hold on to, I can't trust this situation, the universe is like, yes, let me show you all these reasons why you can't trust. Until you can shift. When you shift, I trust that everything's working out for you. This is something I've experienced when I really have trusted. That's like my core belief. Everything works out for me. I always figure it out. Guess what manifests? Something working out for me, and it always working out for my highest good, and me always figuring it out. It always does. And so I have had to really release control in places where people have tried to control me or tried to get me to do something that doesn't feel good. For example, working like a 9-to-5 job. This is something that all people in society do. They all work a 9-to-5 job unless they're in the entrepreneurial and they're moonlighting, or they're doing something that is still providing while still paying for their bills. And so for me, I have gone full into my business. I absolutely love what I do. If I could do it for free, I would, but I have bills to pay. And so I have to take care of those things. But to my outside world, to people who see what I'm doing, they're like, why are you doing that? That doesn't make sense. That's not comfortable for me. I don't give two F's if that's not comfortable for you. It is something that I truly desire to do. But there's like this energy of them wanting to control and be like, if you just do it this way, then you'll feel better. No. If I surrender and trust that even if there's a little bit of a struggle or a little bit of the unknown, I can't really see how it's going to unfold, but I'm following my heart, I'm following this guidance, and I'm following this knowing that this is where I'm supposed to go, this is direction I'm supposed to be headed into, and trust that even if I can't see it, I believe it and I trust it, which is crazy to people because most people have to see it before they believe it. But those who succeed in crazy endeavors, that's what I'm looking for, and opportunities and experiences are those who believed before they saw it. And then by the time they were done, they're like, I'm so glad I took that risk, or I'm so glad I took that risk on myself, kind of thing. But I have a lot of people in my life who try, I wouldn't even say a lot because I've cut so many people out. Like, I'm not even cut, I've just put boundaries, and I don't receive all the things that they have to say. But I've had to look at where their thought processes or their feelings about things have really controlled how I showed up. And it was very restricting to me. It was very soul draining. It was like I had so many people who just didn't believe in what I could do. And so I tried to control situations and tried to prove myself. I tried to prove my worth. I tried to show them I can do this. And because I was coming from a place of control instead of a place of just doing it because I love it and relaxing into it, I kept hitting these walls. And finally, I just had to recognize that I had to release control. I had to trust that God has a plan for me. He has a purpose for my life. It may look absolutely different than everyone else in my life, but that does not matter because it's my path. It's my life with God. And for a lot of people, it's in my life, it's just really like unsettling for them. And you know what? It's all right. I'm fine with that. So I've had to release control of what other people think or how they perceive me and really focus on what I can control. And that is how I view myself, what I think about myself, what are my beliefs, how am I speaking to myself on a daily basis, what kind of information am I taking in, what kind of hobbies am I allowing myself to do? What kind of music am I taking in? I went from listening to heartbreak music all the dang time to really high vibrational music, music that has affirmations in it, just things that really bring me joy. And so the one thing that you can control when you release control is how you show up and how you respond to things and how you feel. You have control over the choices you make in every single moment. You get to choose what you communicate to yourself. You get to choose how you communicate to others. You get to choose how you show up and or how you react and respond to things. And so when you really take your focus off of what you can't control and stop trying to control that and put your focus on what you can control and really hone in on not even so much controlling it, but relaxing into it and embodying it, you will see things shift. And the one thing that I've had to work on controlling is really keeping my focus here and not going into like a downward spiral when someone else comes in and speaks their 2 cents. And I also have to recognize that those people who come in and they say these things, they're testing me, and they're testing me to show me like, hey, everyone is you pushed out, everyone is mirroring an aspect of you. If they come at me in this area and they say something that is not so positive, I can either take it personally or I can look at it and be like, okay, is there still somewhere within myself that I am believing this because I just manifested that experience? If so, I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to go into that place where I believe that. I'm going to release it. I'm going to make a new choice. I'm going to add affirmations in there. I'm going to love myself in that space by using the mirror exercise. I'm going to thank them and have gratitude that they showed that to me so that I could remove that residual energy out of my space. And then I'm going to continue moving forward. But I do not have to take what they say as like proof or concrete evidence that that's what's going to be in my reality. I can just see that it's here to help me go deeper in truly manifesting and calling in what I desire. Plus, it's always God who's moving through everyone. You're only having one relationship with God. And so if it's your mother, your twin flame, your best friend, and they're saying some BS, like, it's not them trying to hurt you, and it's not God trying to hurt you. It's just God trying to show you where you're out of alignment in love through that person. And you will see that manifest every single time through your twin flame, but you will have that only happen here and there with people in your life. And until you heal that upset, then they no longer bother you about it. But I really hope that is helpful. It is safe to completely release control, give it over to God, the universe, the divine, whatever you resonate with, and really start controlling what it is that you can focus on. Your routine, again, what you receive, the information you're taking in, what you're doing on a daily basis, what choices you're making. You have control over all of that. And when you really hone in on those things, everything on your outer reality starts to really shift, I promise. And sometimes it takes a little bit of patience. You have that middle space where it's like, I talk about this a lot, where you have that Amazon Prime package come in, and that middle space is the delivery place, the delivery part where you're waiting for it to be delivered and transferred to each place, and it finally gets to you. That's that middle space. And so when you make a new choice to heal a belief, you have this belief, and then you make the new choice, and in between you're really working through things, and then you finally get to the place where you have grounded it. It is truly your belief, and you see all of those great things start to unfold and reflect that new belief that you have. So you got to be patient with yourself in the in between. You have to continue making that choice in the in between until it has completely grounded and become solid in your reality. I wanted to say union, but reality. Anyways, again, releasing control is going to do you some good. I promise you, when you can learn to truly relax into knowing that everything is coming for you, that you desire and that you want, and that everything is unfolding perfectly, and that God has a plan, and that He has already taken care of everything that you cannot see, you'll be able to enjoy your life, and you will love your life. And I love my life. I tell people this all the time, and they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I love my life. I love my schedule. I love what I get to do. I love that I get to come on here and share things with you guys. I love that I get to be home with my babies. I love, 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 love my life. Was not like that, let alone a year ago, in the last 6 years of doing healing. that I finally have worked deep enough blocks, which can be so much quicker for you when you release resistance and you release control. It can happen so quickly. It doesn't have to take years or months. It maybe take a few days to a few weeks at the most, but it depends on how much resistance you have and how you really choose to pay attention to what you're paying attention to. If you're trying to control things, okay. If you're controlling your choices, your thoughts, and what you're feeding yourself, it will happen just like that. I promise. So if you would like more support, you can definitely check out my coaching link below. I love helping people heal through subconscious patterns, misaligned beliefs, any upsets with your twin flame. I am a twin flame ascension coach. And really, my goal is to help people just become the best versions of themselves, confident, secure, knowing that they're worthy, deserving, and loved and enough. And if I can help you do that in any type of way, I'm here for it. So I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Many blessings to you. Peace, love, and faith.